Thank you for staying tuned. And it will seem like investors' sentiment are negative after the Easter holidays, as the all-share index was in the negative territory at intraday. Well, let's just find out if that has changed from Temple Ashaju. Hello, Temple. Good afternoon. What's the state of the market at the moment? At intraday, we saw the index down 0.09%. Do we still have that negative sentiment rearing its head at the moment?
Very much around in the market, down some 0.22% in terms of the performance of the key benchmark indices at this point in time. We've seen a whole lot of sell down across the likes of the banking sector, the oil and gas, and the consumer goods names. We had actually a lot of analysts, traders, and everyone who watches the market here had actually expected that the recovery that we were seeing for the greater part of last week will actually be sustained till today. But it looks like the Easter spendings, which had actually reduced what you have, that's deep in the pockets of a lot of investors, has probably orchestrated some kind of sell-off in the system right about now, because the kind of trading we're seeing, according to what we've gathered from some traders here, is more of the of demand from the retail side of things, or rather sell down from the retail investors here in the market. So it's the reason why we're saying this, because given the level of prices that we saw the markets closing as last week, it was expected that that will still generate some more demands from investors, especially the domestic investors who have been taking a position in some of these Naira risk assets here. But going forward, we do expect that the market will possibly react with some good sentiments eventually, given the low prices that we have in the system. However, the Nigerian Stock Exchange is going to be playing host to SACO for the IPO listing of that particular company this afternoon. We're going to be expecting the 1.89 billion naira worth of application that we saw across the IPO to be listed here in the markets today. From 406.074 million ordinary units of shares had been offered by way of IPO at 4 naira 65 kobo. So that is coming to the markets today, and it will be followed with some kind of a briefing rather, which is known here as the facts behind the listing session with the broker dealer community here. Again, we also know that Dangote Flour in the market has notified the Nigerian Stock Exchange now that it is getting a bidding offer from the owners of a kind of a subsidiary of a Crown PLC, which is or Crown Flour Mill rather, which owns some shares in Dangote Flour Mills PLC in Nigerian Stock Exchange here. That is Olam. Olam is using Crown Flour Mill, which is a subsidiary that owns some shares in Dangote Flour, now to do some kind of a takeover. So eventually, we're seeing 130 billion naira that is being offered by Olam for the total takeover of some of these outstanding shares and issued capital in Dangote Flour Mill. It will be taking over going forward. We understand that this is going to require some kind of a shareholder and regulatory approval eventually, and this will also be put together in line with some kind of court sanctions, and eventually will lead to the delisting of this particular company, Dangote Flour Mills, from the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So this is a fresh news. It's just coming to the market. We understand that there will be some kind of a scheme of arrangement eventually to lead to this particular deal that is going to be happening between Dangote Flour Mill and Olam eventually. As we speak right now, this particular company has gained more than 9%. That's Dangote Flour Mill. Has gained more than 9% so far in market. It looks like that is a bit of an attractive development to a lot of investors in the market, given the fact that there will be some kind of negotiations around the shares holding by some shareholders in this market. So we'll wait to see how the market will basically react to this going forward, Chimese.
Well, I guess it's a developing story. We'll definitely keep an eye on that and continue to update our audience there. Sure. Thank you, Temple.